What is a twin flame and how to recognize yours, your soul already knows. If you're here right now, it's not a coincidence. Something in you, a whisper, an unexplainable pull, a question that won't leave you alone, brought you to this moment. And that question is probably one of the most profound ones a soul can ask. Is there someone out there who is truly mine? Not just a companion, not just a partner, but a mirror, a flame, the other half of your own soul's fire. Today, we're going to talk about what a twin flame really is, how to recognize yours, and why everything you've been feeling isn't madness, it's awakening. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, because every message here is crafted for souls like yours, souls who feel more than they can explain, who love deeper than the world seems to understand. Let's begin. Part 1. What is a twin flame, really? A twin flame is not just a romantic ideal or a poetic metaphor. It is a spiritual concept rooted in the belief that before we incarnated into this physical world, one single soul, yours, was divided into two complementary energies, two flames born from the same original light. And those two flames, over multiple lifetimes, across dimensions and planes of existence, continue to search for one another. Unlike a soulmate, which is a connection of deep compatibility, a bond of resonance and growth, a twin flame connection is something entirely different. A soulmate completes you in a gentle way, like a piece of a puzzle that fits beautifully. A twin flame, however, shatters you and then rebuilds you into something greater. When you meet your twin flame, you don't just feel attraction, you feel recognition. As if some ancient part of your soul looks at this person and says, I know you, not from this life, from before, from a place that has no name in human language. This recognition can arrive as a shock, as an overwhelming wave of emotion you weren't prepared for. Sometimes it arrives disguised as chaos, as intensity, as a love so strong it scares you, because the twin flame connection is not designed to be comfortable. It is designed to be transformative. Part 2. The signs that tell you. It's them. You may have wondered, how do I know? How can I be sure that what I'm feeling is truly a twin flame connection and not just a strong infatuation or an emotional bond? The answer lives in the details, in the signs that your soul leaves for you, like breadcrumbs on a path you agreed to walk before you were even born. The first sign is the instant recognition, the moment you met them, whether in person, online, or even in a dream. Something in you shifted. It wasn't just attraction, it was familiarity, a sense of having been here before, of knowing this person in a way that goes far beyond the days or weeks or months you've spent together. You felt at home in their presence, and that feeling frightened you because you couldn't explain it. The second sign is the intensity of the connection. Twin flame relationships are never lukewarm. They burn. The highs are extraordinary, the kind of love and understanding that makes you feel seen at a soul level for the first time in your life. But the lows are equally powerful. The pain, the confusion, the emotional upheaval that seems disproportionate to the situation. This intensity is not dysfunction. It is the friction of two mirrors facing each other, each one reflecting the deepest wounds and the most radiant light of the other. The third sign is that they show you yourself. Your twin flame will reflect back to you everything you haven't healed, your insecurities, your fears, your unresolved wounds. They will trigger you in ways no one else can. But they will also awaken in you gifts and strengths you didn't know you had. This is the mirror function of the twin flame connection. It is uncomfortable, it is necessary, and it is sacred. The fourth sign is the synchronicities. When your twin flame is near, emotionally, energetically, or physically, the universe seems to speak louder. You see repeating numbers, especially 1111, 2222, 333. You hear their name in unexpected places. You think of them, and suddenly their song comes on. You dream of them with such vividness that you wake up unsure of what dimension you were just in. These are not coincidences. These are messages from the universe, confirming that this connection is real and that it is watched over by forces greater than either of you. The fifth sign is the telepathic bond. You feel them without seeing them. You sense their mood across distances. There are moments when their emotions land in your chest like yours, sadness that doesn't belong to you, joy that arrives without a source, a sudden warmth that feels like a hug from somewhere invisible. This is the energetic cord that connects twin flames, a thread of light that cannot be severed by time, distance, or silence. Part 3. Why the twin flame path is never simple. If you've been on this journey for a while, you know that the twin flame connection is not always a fairy tale. In fact, for many people, it is one of the most challenging experiences of their lives. There are periods of closeness and periods of separation. There is the runner and the chaser. There are moments when you wonder if you imagined it all. But here is what I want you to understand. The difficulty is not a sign that it isn't real. It is a sign of how profound the transformation is that this connection is designed to create. Think about gold. Gold doesn't become pure without being placed in fire. The heat burns away everything that isn't gold, and what remains is more beautiful, more valuable, more refined than anything that existed before. That is what the twin flame journey does to you. It burns away the ego, the fear, the conditioning, the masks you've worn to be accepted. And what remains is the truest version of yourself. The separation phase, that painful period when distance grows between you and your twin flame, is not a punishment. It is an invitation to turn inward, to do the healing work, to stop searching for them outside and start recognizing that the most important reunion you must have is with yourself. Because the twin flame connection doesn't exist to make you dependent on another person. It exists to awaken you. And sometimes the awakening happens precisely in their absence. Part 4. The sacred contract. Behind the connection. Before you were born, your soul made a contract, a sacred agreement, written not in ink, but in light, in the fabric of your spiritual purpose. In this contract, you and your twin flame agreed to find one another in this lifetime. Not to simply fall in love, but to help each other evolve, to complete unfinished lessons from past lives, to heal generational wounds, to fulfill a shared mission that serves not just yourselves, but the collective awakening of humanity. This is why, when you feel your twin flame's energy, there is a sense of mission behind it, a seriousness, a weight of purpose that romantic love alone cannot explain. It is as if some part of you knows that this is bigger than just the two of you. And it is. Many spiritual researchers, including Dolores Cannon, explored through past life regression the idea that souls plan their most significant relationships before incarnating. In those sessions, patients would describe recognizing others with absolute certainty, not from this life but from another. The feeling was always the same. I know this soul. We have work to do together. That is your twin flame, not just a love story, a soul mission, a contract written in eternity. Part 5. What to do when you've found them. Maybe as you've been reading this, you've been nodding, because you already know who your twin flame is. And now the question becomes, what do you do with this knowing? The first thing is this. Stop trying to force the connection into a shape that the human mind understands. Love it, but don't grip it. The twin flame journey is not one that responds to pressure or control. It responds to elevation. Every time you choose to raise your vibration, through healing, through self-love, through spiritual practice, the connection moves forward. The second thing is to focus on your own inner work. The healed feminine is a magnetic force. When you tend to your own wounds, the abandonment, the fear of not being enough, the old heart breaks, your energy transforms, and that transformation resonates directly in your twin flames' energy field, even if they are miles away, even if they haven't spoken to you in months. You are connected at a level that transcends physical proximity. The third thing is to trust the divine timing. This is perhaps the hardest lesson, because when you love someone at this depth, you want the union now. You want the physical presence, the conversation, the confirmation. But the twin flame union that lasts, the one that becomes the foundation of your shared mission, arrives when both souls are ready. Not just one, both. And readiness is not about perfection. It is about presence, about truth, about having done enough inner work that love can be sustained, not just ignited. Part 6. A message for your soul. Right now. If you're at a point in your journey where it feels impossible, where the silence is deafening and the doubt is louder than the faith, I want to speak directly to your heart. What you feel is not delusion, it is not obsession, it is a soul remembering something that was always true. Your twin flame has not forgotten you. Their silence does not mean absence. Behind their walls, behind their fear, behind their confusion, their soul is still carrying the same fire yours carries, the same recognition, the same ache. They feel it too, even when they can't say it, even when they run from it. And here's the most sacred truth of all. You don't have to wait for them to heal in order for you to thrive. Your joy is not contingent on their choices. Your light is not dimmed by their fear. You were whole before you found them. And in this journey, the universe is asking you to remember that wholeness, because the version of you that arrives at the union, the healed, elevated, sovereign version of you, is the one that makes the union possible. Your growth is not separate from this love story. It is the love story. Every morning you choose to rise with intention. Every wound you choose to face with courage. Every moment you choose love over fear. You are writing the next chapter, and it is leading somewhere beautiful. The universe sees you. Your twin flame soul feels you. And this connection, as ancient as it is, as vast and as complex as it is not a mistake. It never was. You were chosen for this flame, and this flame was chosen for you, not by accident, not by luck, by a love so intelligent, so sacred, so perfectly designed for your soul's evolution that no human logic can fully contain it. Trust the fire, trust the journey, and trust that the soul that has been searching across lifetimes has not come this far to stop now. Thank you for being here. Thank you for opening your heart to a truth that most people never allow themselves to feel. If this message landed in your chest like a confirmation, like something your soul has been waiting to hear, leave a comment with the words, "My flame is real," because it is, and knowing that you know changes everything. Subscribe to this channel and activate the notification bell. Each video here is a message from the universe, crafted precisely for the moment you needed it most. Share this with someone who is also on this path. You never know whose life you might quietly change with a single act of love. Until next time, beloved soul, keep the flame alive. It knows the way home.